Hello, welcome once again to Stuff and Things, where I like to talk about stuff and occasionally even things. Now today we have a box opening, and if you're a fan of my channel, if you've been a regular viewer, most of the box openings on this channel involve pipe tobaccos. And I've had a few for, stationary fountain pens in that vein as well. This one is a little special though. It's something that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. Took a while to procure this, had to be patient, had to wait. But we now have a package from, aha, I'm sure many of you will recognize that logo. It is LaRue Tactical, a famous maker primarily known for making very high quality optical mounts for weapons platforms, mostly for the AR-15. They make optics mounts, sight mounts, weapon light mounts, things like that. They also are involved in other different accessories, rails. I think they even make full uppers or even full rifles now, but a very well-regarded company from Texas. Their mounts are some of the best in the industry. Now, is this a mount? I'm not sure. Some of you may have been seeing or watching my rifles on my Colt M4A1 SOPMOD Block 2 clone rifle build. And originally when I made that rifle, or when I built that rifle, I chose an EOTech for the optic, partially because it was very correct for the clone that I was trying to build. Also, I got a very good deal. It was an EXPS 3-0. But things might have changed recently, and we're gonna probably have some other videos talking about that in more depth. But for now, let's just take a look at what LaRue has sent us. I've never actually ordered anything from LaRue before, so this should be quite interesting. Ooh, this is exciting. Let's open her up. Wow, I almost just cut my finger off. Gotta be careful. Can't get too excited when you're dealing with sharp knives. All right, here we go. I don't know what to expect here. Well, actually, obviously I know what I bought, but I know that LaRue often includes lots of little goodies with their, what is this? Packaging. This is a ARFCOM 1 MOA all-day challenge. Interesting. So it's a, let's see, 0.5-inch grid, 0.5-inch grid, shooter's name, barrel length, date, ammunition, optics used. So obviously there's some sort of shooting exercise. Interesting. I'll have to do a little research on that from AR15.com. Got some packaging paper. All right. First of all, what the hell? Dillo dust. Just rub on meat and cook. A dry rub. Okay. That's interesting. Ingredients: sugar, salt, paprika, chili pepper, celery, garlic. So it's a nice meat rub. Strange. I guess Texans like their barbecue. Let me smell this. No, it's got a seal on it, obviously. Let's take a look. Ooh, I can smell it already. Ooh, zesty. Yeah, I could see using that. All right, strange, but useful, I guess. Dillo dust, kind of cool. What else have we got here? We have a LaRue Tactical hat. Probably won't be wearing that, but thanks anyway. Not bad. I don't know if you can see any of these things as I get them out of here. We have the Constitution of the United States. There you go. I don't have a pocket Constitution on me right now. I guess I could use that. Let's see. Amendment 15, Section 1. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. Section 2. The Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Well, there you go. Oh, what's something that's going to be quite relevant. Amendment 2. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. There you go. Let's see here. God bless our troops, especially our snipers. Extremely right-wing. Well, you know, I can't really say that this applies to me. I guess that a lot of the customers from LaRue Tactical would probably put this on their car. Not me. I'm actually extremely liberal, and by extremely liberal I mean that people should be able to do whatever the hell they want, and that also means that the government should butt the hell out. But I can't say that I'm extremely right-wing. And this is a little too gun-ho for my taste, but you know, whatever. I'm sure many of the customers for LaRue Tactical would appreciate these. What else have we got here? We have a 2016 catalog. Quite glossy and nice. Ooh, all sorts of different mounts and things. Cool, I'll peruse this later. Ooh. We have a... Here's an extra catalog for your shooting buddy. Okay, thank you so much. But now the pièce de résistance. What is the reason for all this excitement, or for all my excitement? We have in here an Aimpoint Micro T2. Yay! Let's take a look at this. Now, the one thing, when you order an Aimpoint from LaRue, it is a great deal because they give you the mount with the optic, and the mount on its own is usually over $100, and they sell you the mount and the optic for the same price that most people charge just for the optic. The downside of that is that you don't get any of the Aimpoint packaging, and I don't know why they do that, why they don't just include the box and everything with the mount, but for some reason they rip it all out of that and they throw it in a plastic bag. It's fine, whatever. It's a good deal regardless, but we have here, let's see, this is, so that's the Aimpoint tool. That's for mounting it onto a mount, which we probably won't need. That is for the windage and elevation adjustments, I believe. And there's, I think this wrench is for adjusting the tension of the LaRue mount on your Picatinny rail. So we have that, and then I guess we have just directions for the LaRue locking levers there. Ooh, we have the mount, or the optic itself. Ooh, it feels so nice. Oh, Aimpoint T2. Now, truth be told, when I was originally purchasing my EOTech, I actually wanted a T1 or a T2, but they were so friggin' expensive. These are over $700 for the T2. And also for my clone, see, there's kind of a gray area with the Colt M4A1 Satmar Block 2 style clone. There are pictures of troops, Special Forces troops in the wild using T1s, even some using T2s. They're not really issued, but there is some leeway where a soldier might want to put their own optic on the rifle. And so if you are a clone purist, then you may or may not think it's acceptable to put one of these optics on your rifle. I'm not really too worried about that. I figure if it's seen out in the wild, it's okay to put on the clone. A lot of people think I'm crazy for worrying about the clone thing, but that's the point of my project. It's supposed to be a clone. So anyway, I'm not too worried about that. And actually now US SOCOM is testing the T2 along with some other optics. Now that EOTech, there was a lawsuit, EOTech settled with the US government, but the EOTech optics are being taken off those rifles, the Special Forces rifles, the rifles in SOCOM, and now they're testing the T2. They're also testing the Trijicon MRO, some other optics. So you might be seeing more of these fielded in the past or in the future. But I ended up going with the EOTech originally because I found a really good price on a used one that was basically never really used. It was put on a rifle and put in a safe, and I got it for just a little over $300 for a pretty much brand new EXPS 3-0 in FDE. And when EOTech was sued by the government, settled with the government, and they instituted very quietly a buyback program from their civilian sales, or the civilian customers, I basically was able to return the EOTech for the full MSRP of the EOTech, which is like close to $700 itself, which you would never even pay. Like mostly, I think it's $629 new on most websites for the EOTech EXPS 3-0. but I was able to get over $700 because they were giving the full MSRP, and they're giving back, I can't remember how much for shipping as well, like $25 or $15 for shipping. So basically I had the price of an Aimpoint T2 with LaRue mount, and now I've got one. It is tiny. You can see how it fits in the palm of my hands. The T2 is an upgrade over the T1 in that it has these flip covers, which I could take or leave, really. I don't really care about that. But the clarity of the glass is supposed to be a little better in the T2 versus the T1. I cannot tell where the lens on my camera is. And also the dot is supposed to be a little more crisp, but it has the same battery life, basically 5-year battery life on mid-tier daylight saving or settings. Very rugged. If we look at this LaRue mount, oh, and it also has this coverage for the top turret, for the elevation turret. It's supposed to give a little more protection there. This LaRue mount seems quite interesting. You can see the way it locks on. You actually pull out this little lever, and that can allow you to actuate the lever. And this fits into one of the slots in your Picatinny rail and basically just tensions it on. You push that in and it locks the lever in place. And if you want to adjust the tension, there is a nut here, and you can do that with that. So it looks like this is off at the moment. Let's see. There are night vision settings first. Is this going to show up at all? There we go. You can sort of see that, can't you? That is on setting 8 right there. I think that's kind of like your standard daylight setting. And then we get to the insanely bright. Supernova, center of the sun bright. So very cool, very exciting. Obviously there will be videos in the future after I have mounted this on the weapon. We'll be sighting it in, we'll be firing bullets using this as our sight. We'll see how it works out. I do have a little bit of astigmatism, and supposedly that might make the dot appear a little out of round for someone like me, but we shall see if it's still usable. So look forward to that. I'm pretty excited. I hope you enjoyed this box opening. All the goodies from LaRue Tactical. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your good friend Bradley. You have been the audience. This has been Stuff and Things. I'll see you later. How am I waving? There we go. Goodbye.